This conference will now be recorded.
Hi guys, good evening. Okay, so we have done earlier class release strategy for PR at item level, right? So already you know this. So let me show you once again. Let's say for example, this is line item 10, right? So what I will do is I'll try to include, or else I will try to create one more PR. Okay, M51 transaction code. So here, let me take this method number. Uh, let's say plan number. So requisition equal 0 and material which is related to plant 2000. So let me check 2000 here. Okay, and I will take this as it. Okay, and now quantity, let's say 100, and what is purchase good, right? So I'll take 0 okay, and variation value, I'll put some value here. Let's say 1000. Okay, check it to I here take 0,000 and here put INR India rupees. Okay. So now how much it is? If we check the release strategy, it is falling. The value is falling in between. Let's say here. So what is the value? Total value is 1 lakh, right? So the value is 1 lakh. Okay. The value is 1 lakh. So here it is. 2% are involved because 0 to 1 lakh. 2% we have configured, right? Let's say I am including another line item. This is item by item, right? So you should know this. What is that? Let's say it may be same material number. It may be different also. Okay. So I'm slightly increasing to 200. Okay. And plant I will take 2000. Okay. Or else whatever we have configured, we can take that also. In release strategy, whatever plants are there, we can do that plant also. Okay. So here purchase group, I think 001 is also there. So now say, I think yeah. So variation, let's say 1000. So 001, I think we have not configured this. So let me take a PRA Prakash, right? So yeah, really starting is this. So here see, it is falling in another slab, right? So what is that? Let me collapse this. So here see 1 lakh 1 strategy 2, 1 lakh 1 to 2 lakh. So we have configured 3% involved in this. Okay. So greater than 2 lakh 1, let us take one more line item. Say this is line item 20. Okay. If we check line item 10, then 2% are involved, right? So this is line item 10. Okay. This is 10 and this is 20. Okay. So here already we know this is item by item. Okay. So here 2% are involved. If I change to line item 20, 3% are involved. Okay. So let me include one more line item 1547 it can be same or else it may be different also. Okay. So 300 and plant you take 2000 here 0001. Okay. And here Rajesh, right? Here valuation I'll give here let's say 4000 INR Indian rupees. So now if I check the release strategy, it will be greater than 2 lakh now, right? So that's the reason for release codes are there. Okay, this is what we learned in our earlier class release strategy item by item. Okay, how to configure it already I've shown you. Now today what we'll do, we'll try to configure release strategy for header level. Okay, so how you'll configure? So let me take you to the scenario. Okay, so what I'll do first, go to SPRO part. Okay, so you just observe this. This is very important. So what are the configuration steps for release strategy PR at header level? Okay. So go to SPRO part. SAP reference AMG, and here materials management, purchasing, okay, and purchase requisition, and again release procedure, setup procedure with classification. Okay, so procedure with classification. So I will try to create one characteristic character PR net value works. Okay, so here like header, what we need to do is PR net value. You just write header. Okay, H D A D E R. Okay, and PR net value header. So what I'll do, I'm trying to create one characteristic, and I'm going to additional data and table. You just take CBAN, okay, for PR, and here field name, that is the GSWRT. Okay, so for line item PR configuration is GSWRT, and here for header level it is GFWRT. This is what the difference. Okay, this is what the difference. Okay, so here GFWRT, and for item it is GSWRT. Okay, so again I'm going to basic data. I'll select this multiple values and interval values allowed, and then currency I'll take INR, Indian rupees, right? And I'll go to values tab, and I'll check this additional value. Let's say I'm again taking some values. Okay, 0.01 space, second dash, second space, to 2 lakh. Okay, this is one value I'm giving here, and again 2 lakh 1. Okay, space again to let's say 3 lakh. Okay, and the third value greater than 3 lakh 1. This is what my configuration as per the business requirement, let's say. Okay, so here class type 032, that is nothing but release strategy, and now I'm trying to save this. Okay, that order value, and then what I will do, I'll again create the class. This is nothing but CL02. Okay, so class PR header, I'll write here. Okay, HEADER. I'm trying to edit the class to a characteristic. Okay, edit the, I'm going to assign the characteristic to a class. Okay, this is what I'm doing here. So here what I'll do, class or PR release at the level. Okay, and now I'll go to pair, and then what we have created characteristic PR net value. What was it? Let me take you to 3304 transaction code, and this is what like we have created. So just copy paste, Control C, okay, and go to Control V. Okay, go to CL02 and just type Control V. Okay, and now I'm trying to save this. So these 2 points I've done. Now what another thing you need to do is go to define document types, and PR document type is NB, right? NB, that is the standard one. Okay, so this is NB. Okay, document type. So here we need to select this overall release. Okay, overall is nothing but it may be many line items. Just now we have seen, we have included 3 line items separately, and we have seen separate from separate line. Release strategies are triggering in first line item 2 persons were involved, second line item 3 persons were involved, and third line item 4 persons were involved. Now here irrespective of any line item, it may be 10, 20, more than 20 line items, the overall value, the release strategy for PR will get triggered at header level. That is what our scenario, and that is what our configuration steps we are doing. Okay, now I'm going to say this, and then we need to go to setup procedure with classification. Okay, and you need to create a release group, and what I'll do, I'll try to delete this. This is item level. Okay, already we have seen this, and I'm going to save this. And now what I will do is I'll continue this release group. Let's say I'm taking 10. And here also you need to click this overall PR release. That's nothing but the header value. Okay. Overall in that whatever line items you are including in that PR purchase requisition, the overall value it will count. Okay. So that is what it is. So class, whatever class you have created in CL02, the same thing, description you need to copy paste. So let me go to CL02. This is what we have done, right? So just copy and paste there and you see, and you go here. You just paste it, okay, and here transfer the header, save it, go back, and release codes maximum, as I told you, there are maximum 8 release code irrespective of PO, PR, okay, or service entry sheet. The maximum release code which is given by SAP standard is 8. Okay, so here release group already we have created, that is 10. Okay, so here code, let me check one code like the QA, okay, and workflow 1, and here let's say assistant manager, okay, involving this person, and then again 10, and QB I'm taking, and again here 1, okay, and I'm taking the manager, okay, and again then let's say AB, QA AB, and Q6 1, assistant manager, manager, and vice president. Okay, I'm involving 3%. Okay, that's it. As per the business requirement, maybe there is 3 criteria. Okay, so 3% are there. And release indicator, this is what, like request for quotation. If everything goes fine, then it may be converted to RFQ or PR released. If everyone is releasing, then the status will be showing as PR release. Okay. Now I'm going to release strategies. So here, let me take this release group as 10, right? And here strategy 1, what I do is 0 to 1 lakh, I'll involve only one person, that is the QA, right? Only one person is involving. Okay, here nothing as such. Checker box, and here release status is, like if assistant manager is not releasing, then the status PR status will be block stage. If the assistant manager is releasing the PR with the MA55 or MA54 again transaction code, then the PR will get released. The status will be showing as PR released. Okay, so now click this continue button, and before going to classification, you need to save this. Okay, and then you go to classification, okay, and then you take this value, this is 0.01 to 2 lakh. Oh, so here it is, see, we have done the mistake, 0 to 1 lakh, so it should be 2 lakh. Okay, so let me again uh, change to 2 lakh, 2 lakh. Okay, so now click this simulation, simulate release, and double click this simulate release, and now save this, save this, and we have three strategies, right? So here I'm going to create another strategy, that is the strategy 2. Okay, S2 I'm taking, and what is that? I think it is 2 lakh 1, 2, 3 lakh, right? This is the second strategy. So I'm involving a QA and a B 2%. Okay, so here you need to click only down, not the upper. Okay, so you need to click only this one, checker box, and then like if 2% is not releasing with either MA55 or MA54, and then the status PR status will be in block stage. Okay, so if it is in block stage, then we cannot convert the PR into PO, right? So to convert the PR into PO, the PR should be in release stage. So when it will get released, when both the people, assistant manager and manager is releasing the purchase requisition. Okay, so that is what the funda. And now before going to classification, you need to save this and then you go to classification and you select the second part, that is nothing but 2 lakh 1 to 3 lakh. Okay. And now what you do, you just go here and click this simulate release and this release possible, double click and double click this, right? And again you close this one, save it, right? And the last strategy greater than 3 lakh, right? So I'm directly going here and then this is release group which we have created, right? And here S3 strategy 3, uh, that is nothing but greater than 3 lakh one, right? 3 lakh one. And now I'm involving one person, I'm involving the second person, and also involving third person. All. So this you need to click this one, right? Click continue button and click view statuses, and this is what it is, right? And continue as you go into classification, save this, and then go to classification tab and select the third part, that is nothing but greater than 3 lakh one. And again you need to simulate release, double click this, release possible, release possible, release possible, right? And then you close this and now we'll do the testing scenario. Okay. So workflow, I already have shown you. So now directly I am doing the testing scenario. So what I'll do, I'm going to create a release PR at header level. Okay. So first I need to, let's say this is the quality server. When you are doing practically in a company, like whatever development is there, like you do this development in development server. Okay. So development server, always remember we are only keeping the server for generating the customizing request number. Okay, and not for testing purpose. Okay, so where we test, let's say we are testing in quality server. So usually in the company, when you work in a company, you will have three type of server. One is the development server, another is quality server, and the third one is the production server, where the end users try to create the PO, PR, okay, and the material and the GR invoices. That is all taken care by the end users. Okay, that is none of our business, but whatever errors they they get in production server, that we need to resolve it as a consultant. Okay, so they will use different type of tools. Okay, some companies they use Solman Access, that is nothing but solutions manager, SOL MAN. SOL stand for solution, MAN stand for manager. So the shortcut is Solman. So some company they use Solman Access and some company they use other remedy tool. Okay, so that is a different tool. Remedy is a third party tool that is no way related to SAP. Okay, that is different and this is different. So here, let me try to create one PR. Let's say this is my quality server, ME51N addition code. So header means the release strategy should appear here, right? So what I'm doing is first I'll try to take one material. Let's say this. I'll take here 1000 and the plan, because this is not plan specific, right? So overall only at net order value only we have configured the release strategy. Okay. So, but it again depends upon the business requirement. Like some companies they need at the plant level. Okay, if it is at plant level, then you need to create another characteristic and with the table name CPAN and the field name is about table ERKS, right? So that is what. Okay, so here you can take anything because there is no restriction at all, right? So material related to 2000, I'll select. Let's say I'm taking this acid again. Okay, and now valuation, I will give the value, let's say 1000, so 1000 into 1000, right? So this, okay, so it is 0 to 1. So here it is 10 lakh, right? 10 lakh. So here the release strategy tab should come. So you need to click this check button. Now you see release strategy tab will be appearing here, okay? So here this is strategy 3, which is falling greater than 3 lakh one, right? Because the total value is 10 lakh, right? Suppose if I reduce to some extent instead of this, I'm just mentioning here 10. When you see like here it is total value is 10,000 and the list strategy, if you click this check button, so here you only got this assistant manager, right? 0 to 1. So here overall is nothing but, with respect of any line item, multiple line items, all the total value. Okay. So let's say I have included 1.47 another material. Let's say it is 2000 and the plant is 2000. Okay. And the storage location 001. And this is line item 20. I'm giving here 5000. Okay. So this is the overall value. So this is 10. See here 10 crore, right? Plus this line item 20 and this, let's say line item 10 is this one, right? So overall, what is the overall value? So based upon that, the release strategy will get triggered. So that is greater than 3 lakh, right? Again, so if you click the check button, it falls in greater than 3 lakh one. That is what the overall value. Okay, understood. So here say if I again, let's say I'm not taking this 5,000. Let's say I'm taking only 1,000. Okay, this is my line item 20. And now again, let's say I'm including another line item. Okay, and here I'm taking here 3,000. Let's say, and here plant 2,000, and the storage location is 0.01, and the purchase group, let's say 0. Okay, there is no restriction, right? For purchase group because we have not created any characteristic, right? So here, let's say I'm taking again here 1,000. So the overall value. So the overall value is how much, like if you see the overall value, line item 10 is having line item 10. If we calculate this, okay. So line item 10 is having 10,000, 10,000 plus line item 20. So line item 20. So line item 20 is showing how much? Line item 20 is showing uh, 20 lakh, right? So 20 lakh plus 10,000, 20 lakh 10,000 plus 30 lakh. So it is overall how much? 50 lakh 10,000. So 50 lakh 10,000 means obviously it falls in strategy 3 only, right? So let's say I'm reducing here. So here instead of this 2,000, I'm just giving here 500. Okay, and here I'm again reducing to some extent, let's say here 10. Okay, so now see what is the overall value. If I check this, click the check button, then again it is falling in 3 lakh only, right? So here, see if we see the calculation, so here it is. It should change, right? So here the first line item, the first line item is having 10,000, okay, and the second line item is showing as 5 lakh, okay. So what I'll do, I'll reduce to some extent the second line item. I'll take as 10. Okay. I'll click this check button. So here see it is falling in between 0 to 2 lakh, right? Why? Because if you check the overall value, this is the first line item 10, right? So this overall we have the three line item here. So first line item is how much? 10,000. Okay. Second line item is 10,000 plus 10,000, 20,000, right? And the third line item is again 10, 30,000. So 30,000 means it is falling in between 0 to 2 lakh. That's the reason we call this QA only, right? This is what overall PR release strategy at handle level. Okay. Yeah. So we'll continue release strategy for SCS service entry sheet tomorrow. So that is again interesting part that is used for service industry. SCS. So basically in service entry sheet, what we do is we create the service view by selecting the document type as FO. FO is the standard document type given by SAP. Okay, FO is nothing but framework order. Okay, but before creating the service view, we need to create the service master, right? With AC01 transaction code. I'll show you tomorrow. First, we will try to create one service master, and then we'll create a service PO, and we'll configure the service entry sheet release strategy, by creating the characteristic and editing, assigning the characteristic with lab with CL02, okay? And then some steps are there, and we'll see practically in by testing the scenario, okay, by creating the service PO. And there is no GR. Once you create the service PO, usually what will happen is we pass the GR, right? But here in service entry sheet, we need to create the service view, and then we need to create the service entry sheet with ML81 in transition code. And then automatically in the background, the system will automatically create the GR. And then you need to pay invoice accordingly with my request, okay? So that we'll see these all steps tomorrow, okay? Sure, then I'm closing the class, so tomorrow we'll continue.